Once upon a time, in a vast and prosperous kingdom, there ruled a king named Alaric. He was known far and wide for his strength in battle and his wisdom in council. His armies were undefeated, his treasury overflowing, and his people admired him. Yet, despite his outward glory, there was an emptiness in his heart he couldn't understand. One day, as the king walked through the palace gardens, he noticed a small bird perched on a withered tree. The bird sang the sweetest song he had ever heard, its melody filling the air with life and beauty. Alaric called his court philosopher and asked, "Why does this little bird sing so joyfully, when it has no palace, no crown, and no treasure?" The philosopher smiled and said, "Perhaps, your majesty, the bird sings because it has something you do not, peace." Alaric was taken aback. "Peace? I have peace. My enemies are defeated, and my kingdom is secure." The philosopher bowed. "True, sire. But have you peace within?" That night, Alaric lay awake, pondering the philosopher's words. The next morning, he decided to leave the palace, disguising himself as a common man. He ventured into the kingdom, walking among his people, observing their lives. He saw a farmer tilling his fields under the blazing sun, his face glowing with satisfaction. "Why do you smile, good man?" Alaric asked. The farmer replied, "Because my work feeds my family." "Is there a greater joy than to provide for those you love?" Further along, Alaric met a weaver, busy at her loom. Her hands moved skillfully as she created intricate patterns. "Why do you seem so content in your work?" he asked. She replied, "Because I create something of beauty that others can use. In service, I find purpose." Lastly, Alaric came upon an elderly man sitting under a tree, teaching children to read. His voice was calm, his smile warm. "Why do you spend your days teaching others when you could rest?" Alaric questioned. The old man chuckled. "Because knowledge is the one treasure that grows when shared. These children are my legacy, my gift to the future." Alaric returned to the palace with a new understanding. His riches, his power, and even his victories were hollow without purpose, joy, and connection to others. From that day forward, he dedicated himself to serving his people, not as a ruler demanding respect, but as a leader earning it. He built schools, ensured fair treatment for all, and worked to uplift the poorest in his kingdom. Years later, when Alaric passed away, the people didn't remember him for his wealth or conquests. They remembered him as the king who found peace by humbling himself and serving others. Moral of the story: true greatness lies not in power or riches, but in humility, service, and the legacy we leave in the lives of others.